Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, earlier we reported on the issues facing environmental groups with an incoming US president who said global warming is a hoax. Here, a decision is due on whether the UK's first tidal lagoon project, sited in Swansea Bay, gets the go-ahead. There are some concerns over fish migration and its overall cost. But if there's a green light, there are plans for 5 more, as Andy Davis reports.
If tidal power has a future in the UK's energy mix, then it's in the waters of Swansea Bay that the hopes of some for a grand baptism lie.
Here is our vision. A 9.5 kilometre long causeway, forming an 11.5 kilometre squared lagoon, producing enough tidal energy to generate power for over 100,000 homes.
The Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon. This is what the UK government is being asked to buy into. A vision of a world-first power station.
We'll create a marine community farm,
harbouring more than just a nascent technology.
When the gates are opened, water flows into the lagoon, driving the turbines and generating electricity.
Tidal power is not new, of course, but the lagoon concept is. And it's been driven by this former film producer turned green energy entrepreneur Mark Shorrock. 50 years ago, he's quick to point out, Charles de Gaulle opened a tidal barrage in France, and it's still going strong.
Do you see yourself as the Charles de Gaulle of tidal power? Seeing the Charles de Gaulle of tidal power, I'd like to think more trying to be the Brunel of tidal power, trying to build infrastructure that our children's children will still be getting their electricity from in 100 years' time.
After Swansea, Shorrock wants to build more and bigger lagoons at Bridgewater, Cardiff and Newport, in one of the highest tidal ranges in the world. He's also working on plans for Colwyn Bay and Cumbria. 6 lagoons combined, he claims, would generate more power in a year than a new nuclear power station.
It's really fundamental that a world-leading nation, Great Britain, 5th biggest economy in the world, transitions to a zero-carbon era, and that's what motivates me. What motivates me is we've got this great resource, we've talked about it for a century, now it's time to go and tap into it.
Further along this coast, questions still surround the future of the Port Talbot steelworks. If Mark Shorrock is tapping into anything right now, in these parts, it's a reservoir of goodwill to see a new indigenous industry emerge.
I think it's a really good idea. It'll bring a lot of jobs to the area.
I just think it'll bring business here and it'll be great for the people of Swansea. Good idea.
Why's that?
Well, I don't know, it looks lovely.
But not everyone in Swansea thinks so. This is charter boat skipper Kerry Stevens.
They're putting it directly in our way, so we've got to go around it continuously. They're putting it directly over the winter fishing grounds. Where they're building the lagoon is the spawning grounds of the fish. They're there because they want to be there, not because they want to be somewhere else.
Mark Shorrock claims, according to their modelling, any impact on fish stocks should be negligible. Environmentalists say there'll have to be rigorous monitoring.
Politically, here in Wales, there is real appetite for this project to succeed. And for the UK as a whole, facing huge challenges still in carbon emissions targets, a power-generating tidal lagoon is a truly seductive concept. But the question they continue to grapple with in Westminster, 200 miles away, is this: does it represent value for money?
David Cameron wasn't convinced and ordered a review. That's due to report shortly. The company has since revised the sale price per megawatt hour it's asking the government to guarantee. The Swansea Lagoon would prove more costly in subsidies than nuclear initially, but in the long term, they claim, the larger lagoons would be much cheaper than wind, solar and other new energy sources.
The analogy is the hydroelectric power in Scotland, where projects that were built 90, 100 years ago are now providing effectively free electricity to the UK grid, and those projects will continue to do so for many years ahead.
Are you worried that there is a chance this could go the same way as the Severn barrage? You know, intriguing idea, but sunk without a trace before the first rockets put into the water.
Yeah, I don't think I am worried. There is great local popularity for lagoons. There is a capability in the industrial supply chain to build all of the parts that we need. The water's given to us by nature, and environmentally they're sound, the project. So yes, I do believe it's a credible vision.
The government has an early draft of the independent review, but there's little hint yet of whether this is a vision they too share and will invest in.
I've been